Welcome back to 5Below product reviews, where we review 5Below products. So today's review is going to be on brushes, but I'm sketching right now what I want to draw. And I decided to draw the armor from The Mandalorian. It's way out of my wheelhouse of things that I draw. So spoiler alert, if I talk about it at all, this is your warning. It's like from the first season, so you should be way past that. I'm using a light board to trace my little sketch. So no Five Below products just yet. I'm just trying to get down something that I can use with the brushes. Also deciding here, in a few other videos I used Five Below papers and other supplies and pencils and other things like that. I'm not doing that this time. I'm going to be using some decent quality watercolor paper. It's a really nice paper, and where did I get it? I have no idea. I've seen it in the store, so I know it's in stores. But this is one of those, I have way too many packs of papers and things where I couldn't remember if I bought it myself or if I got it from Art Snacks. So I'm sure everything can be found on Amazon. So happy shopping if you need some watercolor paper. It's really nice paper. I figured this way I'm giving the brushes a decent chance by using some other quality materials. As for the paints, however, as you can see that these are well loved, these paints were actually from Five Below too. But they're really decent pan paints. Now, I'm not an expert professional watercolor artist, but I really do like these paints. They work well, they blend nice, they don't pill up the paper, the saturation isn't disproportionate to the other colors, not uneven or whatever. So I really do like that. So here are the brushes in question. I think we're going to call these like mermaid or unicorn brushes. I forget if they were marketed some way. I kind of got these like a while ago now, like pre-pandemic. So I've had them for a little while, and they're all different colors, and they come, basically the brushes are exactly the same, but in the store they come in so many different handle shapes and colors, so that's kind of what dictates what you like. Like there's pink crystally ones, teal ones, purple ones. There's unicorn horn or mermaid tail. Um, they feel a little, they feel synthetic, so they feel probably like plasticky and a little firm. Like there are some brushes that feel soft, like when you know it's a natural fiber or something just real that's not plastic. It has like a softer sheen and feeling to it. These are very firm. They're dense, so they're not flimsy, and they feel very strong. And the points are very cut to a point, not so much soft and come to a point. So I don't know if that makes sense. It's just something I guess you kind of have to feel. Like you just feel very sharp and cut into the shapes they're in. So without further ado, let's get started. Another product I'm going to use, it's not Five Below. It's one of those other ones where I'm like, where did I get this? Maybe Amazon. But I pulled it out of my stash because I've like never used it. It's a masking liquid. And basically, it's just like how it sounds, like a masking tape. You shake it up though and get it going and pump it a couple of times, and it comes out in a very thick, gluey kind of consistency and dries to the paper. And the idea is that it will protect the paper underneath so that you can go about painting with something like watercolors that could run into other areas. And you're good because that will protect the areas you want white. So in this case, I have the armor. And if you remember the scene where she kicked butt, I have used the masking tape, or sorry, the masking liquid to do the helmets, to keep the helmets white, the stormtroopers. So that's kind of my idea here. I have no idea if this is going to work. Here's a close-up of one of the brushes. They are very hard and dense, and because of that plastic feeling, they don't seem to hold the water. So when something's natural and you think of like being absorbent and kind of carrying the water to the paper, these were very dry, I guess, so to speak. Like they were so artificial in texture and feel that they didn't really pick up water. So they didn't pick up the paint well, and they didn't move water and liquid around very well. So as you can imagine, if you're using watercolors, you want that to be a little bit better. So not great brushes, but hey, This is out of the norm for me anyway, so it's still fun to experiment with them. I probably would not go back to Five Below for brushes ever again. So here I am trying to remove the masking liquid. So I had actually YouTubed a few other people doing this and what people use. Some people use an eraser. I just was gentle with my finger because I was afraid that I would peel up and destroy the paper underneath if I rubbed too hard with an eraser too many times. So it worked out pretty decently. I'm gonna come in now with, I think this already video is out there. It's like a year old now. Using the 5 Below fountain pens, and I'm gonna start inking my helmets with them. I really did like those pens, so they were really fun to use. I think with anything when you're inking or using different materials together, you should test them all out on some scrap paper or on the actual paper you're going to use if you're able to do that. Um, then you can see how they kind of play together. I didn't do too much testing this time around, so I did wait for the watercolors to dry before I started to come in with ink, which is always a good rule to wait for something to dry if you're going to come in with something else. But still, even when something dries, you still don't know how it's going to behave. So always good to test that out. Like I said, I really like this pen. It came in extra fine and fine, I believe was the two that those pens came in. And I recently saw on 5Below's website that they come in all different colors now too. So not ink, sorry. I think there was one with a few colors, but I meant like cases. Like they come in all different looks and pearly sheen. So pretty cool. So I feel like this pen kind of saved the illustration here. Again, not my norm, but the brushes get a thumbs down. The pen is still good. So thanks for joining me and hope to see you next time. All right. Bye.